By the time Alex managed to get the blood out of her good wool coat, it was too warm to wear it. A sex tape, a pregnancy scare, 2 cheating scandals, and that's just this week's update. I have a heart for every year I've been alive. There are 17 hidden in the sand of my bedroom. The day we threw Aunt Helen's ashes into the Atlantic Ocean was very windy. I hear the crack of his skull before the spattering of blood reaches me. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sam. If you're not new here, welcome back. A few weeks ago, I made a video about books with great first lines and it did so well. I decided to make a part 2. So here are 5 more books that should hook you from the very first line and that I think actually hold up through the rest of the book. So before we jump into the books, if you have not already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon will notify you when I post. Just like the first video, I'm going to read you the line first and then I'll tell you what the book is and I'll tell you a little bit about the book. So our first line: by the time Alex managed to get the blood out of her good wool coat, it was too warm to wear it. The book for this line is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This book follows Alex Stern, and she has had kind of a troubled life until she gets this opportunity to study at Yale. And she's got this mysterious benefactor that is going to get her into Yale and pay for her to go to Yale in return for her kind of spying on and keeping accountability for some of Yale's underground secret societies, and one of these secret societies in particular is kind of her focus. There's something very dark happening here, a lot of very suspicious things, a lot of not quite of this world type of almost cult-ish behavior happening. It's a super fun adult fantasy. We've got the dark academia vibes, perfect for fall. Would highly recommend this one. The second book is technically the first 4 sentences, but they're all very short, more like phrases, so we're gonna roll with it. A sex tape, a pregnancy scare, 2 cheating scandals, and that's just this week's update. This book is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. This book follows a group of high schoolers who were all in detention, and one of those students dies in the middle of detention. Suddenly, all of them are at the middle of the investigation. They all have secrets. They all have reasons why they were in detention, and there's a lot of backstory happening here. This is a super fun young adult mystery thriller. It actually also has a sequel, which is just as fun. Karen M. McManus is one of my favorite young adult mystery authors and one of my highest recommended authors of all time. Book number 3. This one also is the first 2 lines, and I think the first line alone stands as a good line, but I really think that second line is what makes it a great line. I have a heart for every year I've been alive. There are 17 hidden in the sand of my bedroom. This book is To Kill a Kingdom. This book is by Alexandra Christo. This book follows 2 main characters. So we have Lyra, and she is a siren, and she is siren royalty, and she has the hearts of 17 princes in her bedroom. That's what she does. She kills princes and takes their hearts. She's known as one of the most lethal sirens out there until kind of a little accident happens and she ends up killing another siren. And her mother, the queen of the sirens, punishes her by turning her into a human. We also have Prince Elian, who is a siren hunter and more of a pirate than a prince really, and he finds this drowning girl in the ocean and rescues her, but she is not what she seems, and there's a lot of things that are going to unfold from there. This is a really great standalone young adult paranormal romance fantasy set at sea. It's really fun. I really enjoyed it. It is a standalone, which is nice if you're not looking for a long series, but you still want some fantasy. Book number 4. The day we threw Aunt Helen's ashes into the Atlantic Ocean was very windy. Kind of a simple line, but a good one. This book is Everything All at Once, and this is by Katrina Leno. This book follows Lottie Reeves, and she has always been a very safe person. She doesn't take a lot of risks. She's a very nervous person. And her Aunt Helen was a best-selling author of a childhood series, like this world's version of Harry Potter essentially. And when her aunt dies, she leaves Lottie a series of letters, and each letter has a risk that Lottie is supposed to take. It gives instructions for what she's supposed to do to get Lottie to live a little. So the whole novel is a series of her following the letters and taking the risks and learning more about her aunt and the history and the secrets behind the series that she wrote, and it's basically her coming to terms with like living life and her aunt's death and a lot of things from there. It's super fun, super cute, a really great young adult read, very motivating, and honestly just a really quick read. And book number 5, a personal favorite. I hear the crack of his skull before the spattering of blood reaches me. This book is Verity by Colleen Hoover. It is the only Colleen Hoover book I have ever read and the only one I ever intend to read, but I loved it. This book follows Lowen, and she is a struggling writer on the verge of financial ruin when all of a sudden the husband of a best-selling author reaches out to her, and his wife has been injured and she cannot finish the series of books that she was writing, so he asks Lowen to finish that series for her. So Lowen goes to their house and she is given the wife's office and all of her notes and asked to finish this series. But while she is working, she finds an unfinished autobiography written by the author, and there are some very chilling admissions in it. And at first she keeps it hidden from the husband, but things between her and the husband kind of start to heat up a little bit, and she starts to realize all of the ways that she could benefit from giving him his wife's autobiography and the not so great things that are inside of it. This is a very intense thriller, domestic thriller, very dark, romantic suspense type of thriller. If you like Gillian Flynn, you will love this book. It is so good. I loved it. I read through it in one sitting. Cannot recommend this book enough. Those are 5 more books with great first lines that I really think you should read. If you want a part 3, let me know down in the comments. I do have more books that I can share with great first lines. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!